Hello there, Vic Benedict here. We're playing Uncharted 2 Remastered on Brutal difficulty. This is chapter 13 of 26. It is the first of the two train sections. This train section is more straightforward. It's more cut and dry than the second one. The second one has a lot more random variables to it. This one has two main stealth sections, and after that, just combat. So I need to be very specific and technical on these parts over here because I would like to get you guys through this with the least amount of hassle. But you have to bear in mind that you heed what I say, and I'm trying to make that sound as friendly as possible. I'm just saying that things have to go very specifically here because these situations can be pretty sensitive. So the first thing you want to do is kick him like that, minding that the gun can fall off and so can you. It's one of the annoying things. But when you get up here, you want to snap into cover very quickly and efficiently. And in the train car ahead, there's going to be one guy in a black vest, and at the far end, if you can see him, there's a guy in a black hood. So when you push this guy off, you need to make sure that the guy in the black vest is over there to the right like he was. The guy in the black hood can't see you push the guy off the train that we just did, but the guy in the black, excuse me, the black, did I say the black hood? Yeah, he cannot see from way back there, but this guy that's approaching us now, if he's like standing like right now as he is, he'll see you push that guy off the train. So what you now want to do is take care of the guy in the black vest when you have the opportunity and the black hooded guy is looking away. But you need to take care of the black hooded guy before you go down to where he is, because what's going to end up happening is there's going to be a guy jumping in here, and if you haven't killed the guy in the black hood, either with stealth or with taking him out like we did, what's going to happen is while you're fighting with the guy who's jumping into the train like right now, you're going to have the black guy just put you down instantly. So you need to make sure everybody's cleared, and then collect all of your ammunition, jump out the window, and then you've got yourself a checkpoint. And then now this next stealth section spans two train cars, and it has to be done very particularly. The first guy down here is taken out very easily. It should be noted though that when you get into this next train car, they're going to spawn an enemy at the top. So we're going to take care of him afterwards. So just quickly take care of him, and then now we're going to go into this car. There's going to be a guy in gray and a guy in black. We're going to take care of the guy in gray. When he approaches the window, he's going to come back. Now, the faster you kill the guy in gray, that's going to dictate how far down the train the guy in the black hood is gone. Now, if the guy in the black hood has not gone down far enough and he's still in the train car, just snap his neck like this. If he has gone all the way down, just stand to the left by the corner and just take him out, and you'll be able to take him out before he notices that you've killed his comrade. Now, you can either kill this guy from behind or from in front. I'm just going to do it in front because I know that if I can do it efficiently and without any hesitation, he won't see me. So that's what you have to do right there. Now, you've got one more card to do before you get a checkpoint. So what you want to do is jump over here and press circle to drop down and get in front of this window. And the moment this guy's in front of it, yank him out. The guy in gray won't see. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take care of the two enemies that the game has spawned up here. Now notice this. I put this in slow motion once. When you see the guy in black, when his head turns to the right, watch this. When it turns to the right, it's going to turn to the right. That is when you can take care of the guy in gray, and at no other time. If his head is not turned over there to the right, he will see you yank the guy in gray off, and the jig will be up. Okay, so now what you want to do is make sure that the guy in gray down to the way at the bottom has turned away. And now it's as simple as approaching these two guys and taking care of them. And the turret guy will never turn around. All you need to do now is just make sure that the gray guy has completely turned around before you take care of the turret guy, and then you finally taken care of the gray guy. Now the thing about this is that if you don't do it this way and you instead go to the right instead of going to the left, when you get over here, the two enemies that were on top are going to be down here, and they're pretty much impossible to deal with that way. So you want them on top of the train, and to get them on top of the train, you have to do it exactly like I did it, like that. Okay, so now you do have a checkpoint. You're going to want to jump to this next car, If you jump too far, you're going to have to press circle to jump off. And now there's going to be 2 enemies that we're just going to allow to let them kill themselves. And you don't even have to draw your gun. So just wait until they're dead and then proceed up the car, and you're going to get another checkpoint if I'm not mistaken. So don't even waste any grenades over here. I did not use any grenades on this chapter. Just because there's a boss in the next chapter that I don't like. He ended up not giving me too much trouble on Brutal, but I had a hard time beating him on Crushing, ironically. So it's very tempting to use grenades, and if you have a hard time with the boss in the next chapter, don't use the grenades. But I ended up only using 1 on the boss, and I took it down pretty easily. So it's really up to you. It's tempting to use the grenades because they're very helpful in these combat situations that are coming up now. But anyway, after you've done your hanging off the ledges over here, these enemies up ahead are going to be aggroed, and the best thing to do is immediately hang off the right side of this train car at first, because if you don't, you seem to not have the safety of what ends up happening here. So if you don't immediately come to the right side like this, the guy at the very end with the M4, he seems to have more of a line of sight on you for some reason. Now the guy in gray, he will always come up here, always let you kill him. And I could have got killed right there by the guy with the M4. He's the main problem. The guy that we're going to kill next after this guy, see, the guy that we're aiming at now, he never moves. He holds his position down there. He's the one with the M4. He hardly ever gives you a chance to fire at him. So the safest way to do it, even though safety can sometimes be a subterfuge in this game, is that and notice this guy's reticence too. He will barely shoot you, and you can easily stagger this guy. It's that guy with the M4 at the very end that's the main problem. But if you hang at the end of the side of the car like that, it's pretty safe. And like I said, safety is an illusion sometimes in this game because you have no idea how fast you get killed on Brutal difficulty. But anyway, so now this is the checkpoint area right over here. A little annoying that you have to watch this every time, but what we want to do on both of the combat situations coming up is get to as close of a piece of cover as we can to the enemy so that our blind fire when we do it is as accurate as we possibly can. We're going to be doing some simple SWAT turning over here. The helicopter is basically a distraction, but as you know from my saying it, I hope, is that the closer you are to enemies, the more accurate the blind fire is. So we're going to make our way up to the closest piece of cover as possible. Just ignore the helicopter. The guys that approach us are going to be luxuries for us because that way, you know, we can just blind fire them. The guy at the top is the problem. I believe he's got an M4. But just doing what I did right there, it can be so difficult. And he might not have an M4, I'm not sure. Don't pick up the pistol, it's junk. I mean, it's okay, but it's just not good for this part up here. So now you get another checkpoint. And we've just got one more situation to do, but it's difficult. It's easy with grenades, but I was very hesitant to use grenades because I wanted to get to the next chapter with 3. So that I could end up getting to the boss with 4. So again, get up to the closest pieces of cover that you possibly can. It's in reality, the closest you can get up to is here. So again, any guys that approach us, they're going to be luxuries for us, so we could easily blind fire, kill them. And then you want to just approach the enemies. Again, the helicopter is not the problem. It doesn't kill you very much at all. I don't think I've ever got killed by the helicopter, except from like running from place to place. It's just these guys that are the problem. Now I'm going to make bold over here to charge this last guy, but I'm telling you, I've been put down so many times trying to do this that I wouldn't recommend doing this, but sometimes, you know, you have to just, you know, go with your gut instincts on it. And then when you get over here, I do believe that to interact with the door, you have to at least fire 1 time at the chopper with the rocket launcher. I could be wrong about that, but I've always just fired at him with the rocket launcher. And at this point, as long as you can mash triangle quickly, you're done with the chapter. I don't mind this chapter. This took me many hours to fine-tune and get it the way I wanted to. But it's the next chapter that has all the random variables that I don't like too much. But they aren't horrible, but they're just not very good, and I don't care for them. But this chapter, I don't mind too much at all. So I hope that helped you get through the chapter with the least amount of hassle. I know it's difficult, I do. But anyway, I hope that it helped. Take care, and I will see you in chapter 14.